Title of the video is NBA coach and players arrested. Let me record this shit too. And the small stream. Title of the video is NBA coach and players arrested in federal gambling probe. CNN. Let's see what the fuck's going on, guys. It's just broke.
All right, we've got some breaking news for you. Miami Heat point guard Terry Rozier and Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups.
Not the Miami Heat.
Arrested in connection to an FBI sports gambling investigation. Next hour, we're expecting FBI Director Kash Patel to appear with the U.S.
Not Kash Patel.
District of New York at a press conference announcing indictments surrounding those allegations.
Not the indictments.
Is joining us now with the latest. What are you learning about this? This just came in just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, these arrests just happened. And of course, the Miami Heat guard, Terry Rozier, and Chauncey Billups, the head coach of the Portland.
Terry Rozier, is he a big deal?
Third former NBA player is also charged. And what law enforcement officials tell us is that there are two separate schemes here. One involved a game rigging scheme. That's involved Terry Rozier, and he allegedly provided information about who was playing in games, who might be on the injury list to some.
Oh, shit. I'm stupid, chat. For some reason, I thought it was some other kind of... They're betting on the actual games? No way. So they were rigging games, essentially. Is that what's happening here? Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm slow.
According to one official, he bowed out of a game faking an injury about 9 minutes into
faking injuries
had been placed on that game. Then there is a separate alleged scheme, and that's the one that allegedly involves
holy shit
of the Trailblazers. And in that alleged scheme, that also involves three families from the New York Mafia families, the Genovese,
not the Mafia. What the fuck? You know, the craziest thing, chat, is that I'm slow, man. When you guys said there was sports gambling and the coach and some, I thought you guys meant like they were gambling on like horses or some shit. I'm so fucking stupid. These niggas were rigging the games. No way. The Mafia is involved too?
And the Gambino crime families.
The Gambino crime family? What the fuck? Mama!
That this is a poker scheme, according to sources, that involved playing Texas Hold'em, and that Billups was part of that scheme, attending these games.
It's crazy.
One official, his attendance was there to be used as sort of a distraction to some of the other players who were playing, all part of a poker ring. So two separate sports betting schemes that they're announcing today. And we will, of course, learn much greater detail about what all of this entails next hour when we do expect to see the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, the NYPD police chief, as well as the FBI Director Kash Patel, kind of laying out the breadth of these two alleged schemes.
For some reason, look, when you guys said gambling, for some reason, I imagined poker. That's what came to my mind, poker. I didn't think about the larger implications that it could be the actual teams and the actual outcomes of actual games. That's crazy. I really don't care that much about the poker shit, but when you say that they're rigging games, that's crazy, bro. Rigging games is wild.
And we'll find out how much
rigging games is wild.
Yeah, those details should be coming out in not too much time, certainly today. And of course, they are innocent until proven guilty. But these allegations are some really surprising ones that we've gotten this morning. Thank you so much. I'm going to also bring in Christine Brennan, CNN sports analyst and sports columnist for USA Today. What are the rules with the NBA? Because some of the gambling policies, because some of these policies have been lessened and lightened over time. But first of all, did it shock you to hear this, that these two people were caught up in all of this? And second of all, like, what are the rules that are being followed? Because sports
this shit is crazy.
Huge in this country.
Sarah, as you know, it is huge, and it's almost like, when was this going to happen? Here it's happened, this bombshell. And of course, the timing could not be worse for the NBA, just starting its season, the grand opening, every team having its first game, just as big a story as you could have. And then this bombshell drops right into the middle of it, of course, as it should.
Faking games is crazy.
national investigation. Of course, you don't wait for a better time, but for the NBA, could not be worse. And so, yes, on one level, it's shocking because you just can't believe, especially a name like Chauncey Billups. If you've even just casually followed the NBA, you know that name. He's 50.
Unfortunately, guys, I gotta admit, I don't know that name, but I'll keep watching this shit because either way, it's fascinating, bro.
Years old, a great career, a lot with the Detroit Pistons. Now a head coach. He's the leader of the team, and now he is alleged to have been involved, as Terry was saying, in this incredible scandal. Again, innocent until proven guilty. And then also a player who's been around, Rozier, who's been around and drafted first in a few years ago by the Boston Celtics. So we're not.
You know what they're gonna say? Well. Ain't that what you expected when you let them niggas be coaches? You know they only can be athletes. They can't be in charge of the league. Well. I saw this coming from a mile away. Put them boys back on the court. Don't give them no suits and ties. You ain't no coach, boy. Leave it to the black man to ruin the sport. You know that's what they're gonna say.
About people that have not been in the game, have not heard the rules. I think what happens in a situation like this, Sarah, is where you have gambling literally enveloping sports, and we know this. Every commercial, you turn it, you walk away, you're back. It's something sponsored by a gambling company. That this.
I kid, by the way.
That is probably
Just for the record.
Potential disaster, alleged disaster waiting to happen. And as I said, I don't think we should be that shocked. And I don't think this, sadly, will be the last of these kinds of stories.
This is literally coming as the NCAA, college sports, Division I athletes, they're looking at allowing them to place bets on professional sports.
Damn, they want to place bets in fucking college too? What the fuck? Yo, this is why gambling is illegal, bro. This is why gambling was illegal for so long. Because when you let gambling in, it's starting to get sketchy.
So as you said, it's sort of the breadth of this could be quite huge. What do you make of that?
Well, yes, and hey, you played sports at a high level, and I certainly played sports my whole life. The idea that something that you want to be able to trust.
Pete Rose 2.0 Kanai gets it. Damn, I wish I knew what you guys were talking about, man.
And that there's no funny business, no shady dealings going on. And if that comes crumbling down, then potentially, clearly, that's a huge issue for in terms of.
I'm ignorant on this topic.
Ohtani's interpreter ensnared in something. So that's baseball. As you said, college sports, these are younger athletes, 18 to 22, 23 years old, even probably more impressionable and more apt to be able to be caught in something this terrible.
Thank you to you, Christine Brennan, and to you, Kara Scannell.
That's crazy. I'm getting word that there's a press conference that somebody dropped in our Discord. Let's check out the press conference. Let's see what they have to say. Oh, no, it's Kash Patel himself, chat. No way. No way. We got Kash Patel himself.
Turn the podium over to FBI Director Kash Patel.
Good morning, everybody. It's Kash Patel here. Oh, we're going to make sure that these NBA players pay their bets. No way. We cannot have gambling in the U.S. of America. No, it's not good. I kid, chat.
Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me.
This nigga's always trying to get fancy talking about La Casa Nostra. Shut the fuck up, dude. Just talk normal. He always wants to do some extra shit.
Represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more.
Kash fucking Patel.
I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a
years is crazy.
Across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling.
Oh, shit, they're fucked.
I will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across the country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling.
This shit is crazy. I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm laughing, chat. I'm laughing just trying to make this shit more entertaining than it really is. But this shit is actually crazy, bro. When you really think about it, he said years. He said more than 30 people. This shit is crazy. Corruption at its fucking finest level.
It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars.
Billions.
It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery.
Fuck me.
A multi-year investigation. And we could not have done it without our interagency partners that are before us today. The NYPD, HSI, and teams of law enforcement officials from around the country made this day possible. It takes a team to bring this kind of justice, sweeping justice, into the halls of the United States courtrooms, where our brave United States attorney has led this prosecution. It takes courageous prosecutors to stand before you and say, we will not allow this kind of illicit activity to happen, not only at the national sporting level, but also where it hides in La Casa Nostra. And when these two collided together, they perpetrated a fraud.
Wait. I got a question for you guys. Something I'm not familiar with. What is La Casa Nostra? I thought he was just saying La Casa Nostra, like our house in Spanish, to say it happened in New York or something. But is that like an organization? What is La Casa Nostra, guys? Or is that the gambling family? Is that what they're called? Can somebody please let me know in the chat? I'm kind of lost.
That is historic in terms of not just money, but the scheme and the deceit that they utilize to steal and swindle people from money, to include crypto fraud. This is an operation that showcases to you that under President Trump's administration, there is no room for any type of criminal behavior, be it on the world's largest stage or in the back rooms of tiny parlors.
The mafia families? Okay.
We are proud to stand here today with the men and women of the FBI and this legal team. And to the United States Attorney, I just want to thank you personally for taking the time to display the work that the media is about to hear about today in detail. As I said, it does take courageous prosecutors, but it takes a courageous United States Attorney to bring this case, because we are going to take heat for it. But we don't shy away in this administration. We don't say no. What we do is we bring the results across the finish line.
Are they going to take heat for it? Where would the heat be coming from? I don't get it.
Bring them to the public. We bring you accountability. And yes, they will have their day in court, and you will hear the evidence through the court system exclusively. We will not deny anyone of due process. And that's the brilliance of this system. That's the brilliance of this administration. Everyone will be held to account.
He needs to elaborate on that a little bit. He needs to elaborate on that. Who's going to bring the heat to them? Because the way he worded that, it makes it sound like you're beholden to someone else. You're the fucking federal government. You're the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Who the fuck is going to bring heat to you? Who's bringing the heat? I need them to roll that back and give me some elaboration on that, because I don't understand what he means by, oh, we're going to face heat on this. Who? By the entertainment industry? You're the FBI. You shouldn't give a fuck about the entertainment industry. Is he referring to someone else? The mafia? They should have had those niggas under their foot a long time ago, man. Mafia family always has ties to the government.
So with that, I turn it over to United States Attorney Nosell. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Patel. To be clear, we're announcing today indictments in two major cases, both involving fraud, One involves sports betting, and the other involves illegal gambling, very specifically rigged poker games.
I don't care about the sports game, the illegal poker games. I don't know if you guys care about the legal poker games. I feel like that kind of shit happens all the time. What I'm really concerned about is the fucking athletes and the actual outcome of the games and the rigging of the games for gambling. That's what really catches my attention here. Forget about the poker games. I don't give a fuck about the poker games. Yeah, I know. I don't give a fuck about the poker games. Fuck that part.
Alleged to have participated one of the most brazen sports corruptions since online sports betting became widely legalized in the United States.
I would say separate those two things. Two separate cases.
That exploited confidential information about National Basketball Association athletes and teams. The second indictment involves 31 defendants alleged to have participated in a nationwide scheme to rig illegal poker games. These defendants, which include former professional athletes, used high-tech cheating technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in underground poker games that were secretly fixed.
High-tech? What could they possibly be doing to get a high-tech advantage?
And Genovese crime families of La Cosa Nostra. While the cases are separate, there are 3 overlapping defendants charged in both cases: Damon Jones, Eric Ernest, and Shane Hennon.
Are any of those 3 people he just mentioned athletes?
The indictments in these cases contain only allegations, and the defendants are presumed innocent until they are proven guilty in a court of law. But my message to the defendants who've been rounded up today is this: your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out.
Hey, wait, so this isn't corny.
Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that.
They always have to say something corny, bro. These fucking district attorneys and sheriffs, they always have to have some sort of corny ass slogan. Your winning streak has ended. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. That shit was mad corny.
I would like to talk about United States versus Ernest, the NBA basketball gambling case. The defendants in this case are Eric Ernest, Marvez Farley, Shane Hennon, De Niro Laster, Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach, and Terry Rozier, a current NBA player. Other co-conspirators were previously charged for their roles in the scheme, including former NBA player Jonte Porter. Between December 2022 and March 2024, these defendants perpetrated a scheme to defraud by betting on inside, non-public information about NBA athletes and teams. The non-public information included when specific players would be sitting out future games, or when they would pull themselves out early for purported injuries or illnesses.
My question is, was it just insider information, or were they actually rigging games, like pulling specific players off the court to give the other team advantage? What were they actually doing? Because I'm not going to say that having inside information isn't bad. It is bad, obviously. It gives you an upper hand. It's corruption. It gives you an advantage over the other people that don't know that information. But I want to know how much influence they had over the outcomes of the actual games. That's what I want to know.
They relied on corrupt individuals, including Jones and Rozier. They also misused information obtained through long-standing friendships that they had with NBA players and coaches. And in at least one instance, they got their information by threatening a current player, Porter, because of his pre-existing gambling debts.
Damn.
Defendants used this non-public information to place hundreds of thousands of dollars in fraudulent bets, mostly in the form of prop bets on individual player performance. The bets were placed through online sports books and also in person at casinos. The defendants...
You can bet on sports at casinos? Yo, I need to go outside and touch some grass, guys, because I didn't know you could bet on sports at casinos. Is that like a new thing?
Relied on a network of straw bettors to place the maximum amount of bets to increase their potential profits.
He says, yes, wake up.
And the intended
I don't know. I'm not a gambler, Rob.
The defendants then laundered their illegal winnings in various ways: peer-to-peer platforms, bank wires, and simple cash exchanges.
Damn, money laundering too?
The indictment details specific examples where the defendants profited from illegal gambling and illegal betting on various NBA games, about the performance of players on, among other things,
No, I've never been in a casino my entire life.
Trailblazers, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Toronto Rangers. Each
Not the Lakers.
NBA basketball gambling case has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering.
GG's, bro. G fucking G's. When they get you in conspiracy to commit wire fraud, you're fucked. You're done, bro. That means they got records and records and records of your shit. You're fucked. Goodbye. You're gone for at least 5 years if you're lucky. That's crazy, bro. Oh my God.
Now, I would like to turn to the other case, United States.
But then again, if you're a multi-millionaire and you have millions of dollars in the bank and you get put away for 5 years, is it really that bad? I mean, your life is still going to be pretty fucking awesome when you get out.
States versus Aiello, the rigged poker game case.
They're going to be found dead. That's crazy.
The defendants in this case orchestrated a scheme to use wireless cheating technology to run rigged poker games across the United States, including in the Hamptons, Las Vegas, Miami, and Manhattan.
All the cities that matter.
Victims known as, quote, fish.
Not the fish.
Often lured to participate in these rigged games
Yo, chat, how many of y'all are fishes? Not the fish.
by the chance to play alongside former professional athletes who were known as, quote, face cards. The so-called face cards included the defendant Chauncey Billups, who at the time of the scheme was a former NBA player and is currently the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, and also Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach. What the victims, the fish, didn't know,
Damn.
everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, including the face cards, were in on the scam.
Damn, they did that old school fucking, like I was telling you guys a few weeks ago, the shit they do in France with the cups. Everybody in the whole fucking crowd is in on it. You're the only dummy who's not in on it. Yo, they went old school with the fucking scam, bro. That's crazy.
Once the game was underway, the defendants fleeced the victims out of tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars per game.
Jesus.
The defendants used a variety of very sophisticated cheating technologies, some of which were provided by other defendants in exchange for a share of the profits from the scheme. For example, they used off-the-shelf shuffling machines that had been secretly altered in order to read the cards in the deck, predict which player at the table had the best
Oh, wow.
hand, and relay that information to an off-site operator.
Are you serious? What the fuck?
The off-site operator sent the information via cell phone back to a co-conspirator at the table, and that person at the table was known as the quarterback.
Not the quarterback.
The quarterback then signaled secretly the information he had received from others to others at the table, and together they used that information in order to win their games and to cheat the victims.
That's crazy. This shit sounds insane. Ocean's 11 in real life.
Poker chip tray analyzers, which is a poker chip tray that secretly reads cards.
What the fuck, bro? Am I in another universe? Am I really in another universe? Rob says, stop wasting your time learning iOS and learn how to make that machine. Am I in another? I didn't even know that was possible. All this shit that he's describing right now, chat, I didn't even know that was fucking possible, bro. How the hell do you have a deck reader that reads the cards? What the fuck? What the hell?
Special contact lenses or eyeglasses that could read pre-marked cards.
Contact lenses that read pre-marked cards? What the fuck is this? Blade Runner 2022?
and an X-ray table.
Oh my, not the X-ray table. What the? Did they have James Bond at the table too? What the fuck? Inspector Gadget?
That could read cards face down on the table.
X-ray table is insane, bro.
On the screen right now is an example of the X-ray table that reveals the cards. Although they are face down on the table, they can be read because of the X-ray technology. The
X-ray table is crazy.
specifically members and associates of the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese organized crime families had pre-existing control over
Yo, Tony, get those goddamn X-ray tables in here, man. We gotta get these guys tonight, Tony.
non-rigged illegal poker games around New York City.
Giovanni, get over here.
As a result, they also became involved in the rigged poker games, helping to organize the games and taking a cut of the proceedings,
What the fuck?
and working to enforce the collection of debts. The defendants laundered their proceeds, including through cash exchanges, the use of multiple shell companies, and through cryptocurrency transfers. As part of the scheme, some of the defendants and their co-conspirators also committed acts of violence, including the gunpoint robbery of a person in order to obtain a rigged shuffling machine, and extortions that were perpetrated against victims in order to ensure that they repaid their gambling debts. Defendants who participated in the rigged poker scheme are charged with wire fraud conspiracy. Other defendants have been charged with crimes including illegal gambling, money laundering, Hobbs Act robbery, and extortions. This case demonstrates our office's unrelenting commitment to fighting the scourge of organized crime in whatever form it takes.
What we're announcing today is not just another takedown. It's the result of more than 2 years of coordinated investigative work by the NYPD's Joint Organized Crime Task Force and the FBI. 2 cases that exposed criminal networks led by 34 individuals who believe the rules did not apply to them.
I don't know what it is about her voice, but she got a good voice, chat. I'm not even gonna lie. She has a good narrator voice.
They hid behind layers of complexity, behind money, and behind influence, believing those things would
Not so good in the looks, though.
from accountability. The first case, Operation Nothing But Bet, exposed a gambling ring built around professional basketball, where players and associates allegedly used inside information to manipulate prop bets on major sports betting platforms. They placed wagers on unders on players to score less, rebound less, assist less, using information that was not yet public. In some instances, players altered their performance or took themselves out of games to make sure that those bets paid out. One example.
You think, Rob? Aiden Ross? You think Aiden Ross can be involved in this shit? That'd be crazy, bro. Can you imagine he really is? They arrest his ass? Damn.
Occurred on March 23rd, 2023 in Charlotte. Terry Rozier, an NBA player now with the Miami Heat, but at the time playing for the Hornets, allegedly let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members
On the right says, how can they figure all this out, everything, but can't find where all the missing kids in America are?
placed more than $200,000
Do those kids have millions of dollars in their pockets?
in
That's the
wagers.
question you should be asking yourself.
Statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash. As the NBA season tips off, his career is already benched.
Sports are more important.
As a result of this investigation, 6 defendants, including Rozier, are now facing conspiracy to commit bank and wire fraud. In a second case, Operation Zen Diagram, investigators uncovered a long-running scheme in which members and associates of several well-known organized crime families rigged high-stakes poker games across the country. These operatives included capos and multiple soldiers from the Bonanno, Gambino, Lucchese, and Genovese crime families, bringing 4 of the 5 families together in a single indictment.
He says, you can make another kid, you can't make another win. Get your priorities straight. I mean, if you want them to do research on where the kids went, bro, you got to put $1 million in each one of their pockets. I bet they were looking for them then. I hate to joke about it, but it's the truth.
Extraordinarily rare. It reflects how deep and how far this investigation reached and the skill and the persistence it took to get here. That work uncovered a deliberate, technologically sophisticated operation designed to carry out their crimes. They used custom shuffling machines.
Her chin and neck connected directly. I was going to say, she has a good voice. I feel like she could be one of those like sex phone call operators. But in the looks department, she don't got no looks. Her looks are 0. -1. -1 on looks. +1, 10 + 1 on the voice.
Cameras built into tables and light fixtures. The organizers.
You got that scruffy dominatrix voice.
Public figures, former and current NBA players and coaches, including Chauncey Billups, the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, an NBA champion, and
he says, when don't you think about sex?
Victims believe that they were sitting.
Hey, yo, Gooner's gonna goon. Gooner's gonna goon.
One victim in particular lost $1.8 million. In total, losses exceeded $7 million and continue to climb. And when people refused to pay, these defendants
keep all the good milk for his office. It's crazy.
They used threats, they used intimidation, and they used violence. It's the same pattern that we have seen for decades. Traditional mob enforcement methods combined with new technology to expand the reach of their operations.
It's not popular to go after some of the defendants that we went after today.
It's not popular. Let me give you the translation. It's not popular to go after some of the defendants that we went to today. The FBI is looking forward to prosecuting in the New York State Eastern District. We plan on getting some persecutions here to save the American people. I really do appreciate your time and thank you for watching the press conference. It's Kash Patel and I'm out. Get me in Bollywood next weekend.
But justice is served.
I'm gonna get canceled, Chad. I'm fucked.
Simple. The unsealing of these indictments today shows the force of the Department of Justice and our great Attorney General and the leadership that we have at the FBI and the team here to specifically mete out justice. And look, let's not, mince words. This is the insider trading saga for the NBA. That's what this is. That's why we are going to take heat. But as the evidence comes out, as the indictments...
Kash Patel doesn't look like he even belongs there, bro. This guy behind him looks... I hate to say it, chat, and this might make me prejudiced, but this guy behind him literally looks like he should be the fucking director of the FBI. I'm sorry. Kash Patel's like, I was working security for the last 10 years, and all of a sudden I got promoted to director of FBI.
You will see the extensive work these men and women put in, countless hours over years, and that's how we countermand.
The dates on these indictments that they filed are October 9th and October 16th. Can you talk about the timing of moving in now? Why now?
We will not publicly discuss the timing of when we do takedowns. I will only say that we do takedowns in a coordinated fashion with our law enforcement partners and the U.S. Attorney at the appropriate time to make sure that we ensure the integrity of the investigation, as the United States Attorney said, an investigation that is very much ongoing.
Director Patel, you said insider trading for the NBA. What are the implications of this case for other sports leagues?
He says not only do they own the call centers, now they own the FBI too. Press 2 for customer service. Thank you for calling the United States Federal Bureau of Investigations. I will be handling your case personally. My name is Kash Patel. My customer ID number is 3458. If you want to talk to a supervisor, please let me know.
And for the legal gambling...
Yo, I joke. I can't make jokes now.
If you're participating in the legal gambling industry, you got nothing to worry about. If you're participating in illegal conduct, you got everything to worry about, and this case shows it.
Damn, that shit was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So what happens next is my question here, chat. He says, I'm dead. I'm sorry, God. Yo, I kid. What happens next? That's what I want to know. Where do we go from here? Fuck me, bro. These niggas really rigged it. But I mean, everybody always knows that There is a certain level of corruption in sports. He says NFL is next. That's what I'm thinking, Rob, because I feel like in my mind, when it comes to corrupt athletes and shadiness, the NBA is not even the first one that comes to my mind, bro. Think about it. Really think about it. Almost all of the scandals that you can really remember, they almost always emanate from NFL, bro. The NFL is the one that has all the fucking degenerates. So shit. If they got the FBI, what's next? If they got the FBI, what the hell is next, bro? You already know they got the fucking NFL for sure.
And also
100%. There's no ins, Fs, ands, or buts. Baseball for sure. You think baseball also? Damn. He says, now, no way the Browns bet the Eagles this year. Again, Kai gets it. I just wish that on that topic, guys, I could say more. By the way, I stopped the recording. I'm waiting for this fucking recording to process so I can upload it, so I can be one of the first people to upload a reaction, even though my reaction was kind of mid because I don't know that much about basketball. I hate to admit that, but it's the truth. If I knew more about basketball, then I could have made a much better fucking clip because I would know what the fuck they were talking about. He says, last message, I cooked it. Ignore. The problem is I don't even understand the context, Rob. I feel kind of embarrassed to say that I don't know really that much about these sports, right?